This new earpiece service is expected to open numerous opportunities for trade, tourism and cultural exchange, fostering closer relations between Africa and the Caribbean. High Commissioner Bynum Sutherland says the launch of this service signals a new chapter in international aviation and a promising future for passenger and cargo transport between the two regions.
We are now going to be positioned to move seamlessly from West Africa into Barbados and the wider Caribbean. From what I can see here today, people are making onward transit from Barbados into Guyana, Dominica, St. Lucia, Grenada, a range of countries, Antigua.
The Commissioner points out that the service is a work in progress and industry stakeholders are already working on developing a long-term action plan.
It is one thing in the diplomatic sphere to be talking about bridging the gap between Africa and the Caribbean. It's another thing to have the ability to do so, and that has eluded us until Air Peace started this initiative. It's now monthly, but based on demand, we expect it will increase.
She notes that a diverse group of people made up the 284 passengers on the 8.5-hour flight from Lagos who were met by health officials. She also explains the presence of officials from the Ministry of Health.
There's a lot of precautions that are being taken across Africa. In the case of West Africa, we're pretty far away from the Democratic Republic of Congo, but it's not really distance that's the issue. It's just the level of protocols that are being introduced at the ports of entry and exit for every country. I have every confidence in the Ministry of Health. As you well know, I've been part of the team that handled COVID. The fact that the Ministry of Health Barbados is engaged and working and providing the level of oversight, I'm very comfortable that Barbados has this matter in hand. We are very much guided by the guidance from the Ministry of Health.
Ms. Bynum Sutherland says education is also getting attention, with a number of Barbadians exploring the opportunities to study in Africa. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
Turning now to Cuba in crisis. While the Trump administration continues its pressure campaign against the Cuban regime, some activist groups here in the U.S. say they are feeling the pressure too. Their work on the island is reportedly being scrutinized. CBS News Miami's Manuel Bojorquez is your reporter in downtown Miami at the Freedom Tower with the latest.
All of this is happening as the first Cuban American to serve in the U.S. Senate, Mel Martinez, spoke to us here at the Freedom Tower about what could come next. Video just released by the Cuban government shows its military in training, a not-so-subtle attempt to show it's willing to defend itself against the U.S. It's the kind of military life Mel Martinez's parents helped him avoid when they allowed him to be secretly brought to the U.S. in the 1960s as part of Operation Peter Pan.
I said, Pedro Pan, this building means a great deal to me.
It carries great significance once again as the place where last week the Department of Justice announced the indictment of former Cuban President Raul Castro over his alleged role in the Brothers to the Rescue shoot-down in international waters 30 years ago, which killed 4 Florida volunteers.
President Trump seems very determined to bring an end to the Cuban system, so whether Castro comes here to face justice, as he rightly should be, or whether there's some other way in which change is brought about, I'm not going to be picky about it. I just want Cuba to change.
Now activists who protest the U.S. economic embargo of the island and brought donations to Havana in March say they are feeling pressure from the Trump administration too.
I don't doubt that they are investigating us because I've heard this for several weeks now.
Medea Benjamin of the organization Code Pink reacted to a Fox News digital report that the Treasury Department served administrative subpoenas to some involved in the trip to see if any U.S. sanctions were violated.
They're barking up the wrong tree. We didn't do anything wrong on this trip. In fact, we don't like the U.S. regulations, but we abided by them.
The Trump administration and the Cuban government are still said to be in talks over an offer of $100 million in humanitarian aid from the U.S. In downtown Miami, Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Miami.
A comprehensive review by Caribbean Airlines Route Oversight Committee has found that several routes introduced during the 2023 Eastern Caribbean expansion were launched without sufficient commercial justification and have since generated sustained financial losses. Within the last year, the airline discontinued its Jamaica to Fort Lauderdale route, which generated US $7.2 million in losses, and the Trinidad to Puerto Rico route, which saw $4.92 million in losses. From June 1st, 2026, CAL will withdraw from several other markets in a bid to stop hemorrhaging money.
Withdrawal from the Dominica market, which has incurred an overall loss of US $0.73 million as of April 2026. Withdrawal from the St. Kitts market, which has incurred an overall loss of US $1.65 million as of April 2026. Discontinuation of the non-stop Guyana to Suriname service, which has incurred an overall loss of US $1.24 million as of April 2026.
The airline will also reduce the frequency of flights in other markets.
Service frequencies to Martinique and Guadeloupe are to be reduced from 4 weekly flights to 2. These routes generated losses of US $1.23 million Martinique and US $1.86 million Guadeloupe, respectively. The combined loss sustained on these routes as of April 2026 is $18.84 million US, or in excess of TT 128 million.
He added customers holding bookings on affected services beyond the discontinuation dates will be contacted directly by Caribbean Airlines or through travel agents.
Affected passengers will be offered reaccommodation or alternative regional services where feasible via Caribbean Airlines and partner connections, offered a full refund of the unused portion of the ticket or retention of the ticket value as a future travel credit subject to fair conditions.
Minister Zachary said the losses will now be converted to operational savings and improve the airline's financial stability. Gregory McBurney, TTT News.
Mommy, you think I could talk to the therapist you work for?
Say what now?
I feel like you're not the woman I thought you were. Can't you understand that? The way I covered you. The way I believed in you.
What you been up to?
You mean since getting out of prison?
What kind of doctor are you anyway? What kind of doctor are you anyway?
Coming to Caribbean Cinemas St. Kitts, May 30th and 31st at 7 p.m.
Premier music experience returns. Welcome to the 28th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival, featuring the incredible Kilani, Fantasia, Beres Hammond, Luciano, Soca King Marshall Montano, Soca Sensation Voice, and Vaughn. Dancehall giant Movado, Idonia, and the new wave, Valiant. Also featuring Massacre, Cranium, Taurus Riley, Steel Pulse, Dean Fraser and the Black Soil Band, Shanil Mir, Diani, Rodney Tatat, and Zoo. The legendary New Vibes Band International, Brandon and ASAP Band, Shelly and Signal Band, plus Edwin Yearwood and Crossfire, Rukas HE, and Garlic and the Upper Level Band. June 25th to June 27th, Warner Park Cricket Stadium, St. Kitts. Get your tickets now at StKittsMusicFestival.com. The St. Kitts Music Festival, where music meets paradise.
Welcome to Channel Links, your most reliable shipping agent. Shopping online sometimes can be challenging, especially when trying to get the best deals from China. But with Channel Links, they make it easy and simple for you, the shopper. With agents working with them for over 20 years, Channel Links offers the best in supplier screening to ensure background checks are done on online merchants, so you know you're shopping with genuine sellers. They handle freight forwarding. No cargo is too big or small for their shipping services, shipping from their warehouses in China directly to your final destination. And get this, they offer door-to-door and port-to-port services as well. So, whether you are ordering from AliExpress, Alibaba, and other Asian shopping sites to cash in on affordable prices at the best quality, shipping from China to the Caribbean, your best and only option is Channel Links, located in St. Martin, with shipments also to St. Kitts and Nevis. For more information, call or WhatsApp 1721-554-4802, 1721-526-4766, 1721-581-6968, or 1721-580-4834, or email contact_us at channel-lynx.com. Channel Links, your shipping solution.
Lace your sneakers, grab a friend, and get ready for Praise Fest 2026, the Federation's premier gospel concert, in collaboration with St. Kitts Music Festival. Join us on the Antioch Baptist Church grounds as we praise with Tehillah Gospel Band, Unique Touch Christian Center Praise, Brent Hoyt, Positive, and Chevel Franklin. Earthen Vessels will start it off with praise and worship. This all goes down June 21st, 2026, starting at 5:30 p.m. on the Antioch Baptist Church grounds. Secure your tickets at Sister Beverly on 4th Street, Westside Service Center, The Cable, Island Flavors, Charlestown, Nevis, or any member of the Antioch Baptist Church. Or you can go online at www.antiochbaptistskn.org. Islander Water Taxis providing $40 round trip from Nevis to St. Kitts. Be first in line for an unforgettable evening.
The Auditor General come out and say, well, the money is there, but they didn't spend it fast enough. See the context now? The money was stolen. The money is there.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness at the Lewistown Early Childhood Institution in St. Elizabeth, one of the National Labour Day projects. But he also laboured on another issue, the $1.4 billion in relief funds donated for victims of Hurricane Melissa. Dr. Holness says the funds will be used to help those left homeless by the hurricane.
The government of China has given us some. The Ministry of Housing has purchased some. And I believe it's the Red Cross that is giving us some as well. So we may get up to about 3,000 units. These modular units. And we are building a small community in Westmoreland to facilitate those persons who were being housed at the Petersfield shelter.
2,500 prefabricated container homes will be purchased. He says 900 of them are already in Jamaica and many beneficiaries have already been selected. In defending his government's management of relief efforts, Dr. Holness outlined the strategy.
So the funding that is donated will be used to support the establishment of the bases. Because the people who are going to get them, can they build the base themselves? No. So isn't that the best use of the money? Yes. That it is there will last them for 10, 15 years, other than to just go spend it out and then you don't know where it went or what benefit it gave. Think Jamaica, think.
But according to the Auditor General's report, there was no expenditure, drafted or otherwise provided, for what the government planned to do with the money. At least none that was provided to the auditing team at the time in February 2026. Dr. Holness now says the audit was done before a decision was made.
So when this audit came out, they had already taken that decision, but the performance audit, the real-time audit, didn't take the policy directive that was given into account. It just made a statement which you all took. Government wasn't being inefficient. The government was being very strategic and very efficient.
The Prime Minister was unable to say when the new homes will be ready, adding that it will take some time. The 2026 Atlantic hurricane season begins in a few days on June 1. Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
A team from Air Peace will remain on island for the week, meeting with airline and travel officials to work to increase airlift to Lagos. The international air carrier is set to expand its service from a monthly to a weekly flight. For that to happen, the passenger numbers have to increase so it becomes economically viable. That's according to Chief Commercial Officer of the airline, Noel Gala, who says for now they will focus on Barbados and Antigua and Barbuda before increasing capacity.
We want to build the traffic both directions. We have strong traffic on one side, directional, on the outbound flights, but we want to build now. The reason why we are here and we're organizing this forum to speak with the travel agencies and the tour operators, and also thanking the bank, Afrexim Land Bank, for hosting us. We want to drive and push traffic from the Caribbean now into Nigeria, into Lagos and beyond. This is the primary reason. So we want to start gradually to make sure that the economics of the flight makes sense. We must be profitable because we are a private airline, and our objective is to run the business in a sustainable way. So we want to start gradually with these two destinations and move from twice monthly flights to weekly flights and even weekly flights with at least 3 frequencies. So this is the objective, to grow the business, to grow the route in this manner.
Minister of Tourism and International Transport Ian Goodin-Edgell says from a tourism perspective, this new route is transformational.
We want to see this service succeed in its first year. We want it to expand thereafter. And we want the relationship between Barbados and Air Peace to become a model for how small island states and major African carriers can build mutually beneficial partnerships that deliver results for both sides.
The Chief Operating Officer of Afrexim Bank, OK Ihijirika, says the bridge connecting Africa and the region will boost many spheres.
For generations, people of Africa and the Caribbean have remained spiritually and culturally connected. Yet, the physical connectivity has been a challenge. The absence of a direct and reliable transportation linking the two regions have constrained significantly trade and limited also our tourism flows, slowed business exchanges, and reduced opportunities for deeper people-to-people engagement.
At the end of the media launch, one lucky person walked away with a return trip to Lagos. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
Addressing delegates at the opening of the meeting in Suriname, CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett said the region must continue speaking with one voice as it navigates major hemispheric and international changes affecting trade, economies and foreign policy. She noted that CARICOM's collective strength allows member states to have greater influence internationally and called on ministers to ensure the outcomes of the meeting improves the region's ability to respond strategically to global developments.
And as we look forward to the remainder of 2026, the community will be preparing for several critical multilateral engagements. These include the 28th Commonwealth Heads of Government in November, hosted right here in our region by Antigua and Barbuda, the 81st session of the United Nations General Assembly, the 56th OAS General Assembly, and COP31.
Dr. Barnett also thanked delegates from Japan, Singapore, and the United Arab Emirates for supporting the region's development goals and strengthening strategic partnerships. She acknowledged that while reaching common positions among member states can be challenging, CARICOM's ability to coordinate foreign policy reflects the resilience of the community during uncertain times. The outgoing COFCOR chairman, Dr. Denzel Douglas, reflected on his tenure and pointed to several pressing international concerns facing the region.
The stability of Haiti remains a top priority for our Caribbean community. The United Nations is implementing the Gang Suppression Forum and the United Nations Support Office in Haiti. We are happy to receive intermittent reports and updates from the Special Representative for the UN Secretary General on progress made in Haiti.
Among the issues highlighted were tensions involving the Strait of Hormuz, ongoing conflict in the Middle East, and the impact of sanctions affecting Cuba and Venezuela. Dr. Douglas expressed hope that diplomatic solutions can be reached quickly and thanked countries that have continued supporting Cuba while helping to ensure the safety of Caribbean medical students. He added that regional foreign policy must continue evolving to promote peace, stability, and progress across the Caribbean. The incoming COFCOR chairman, His Excellency Mervyn W. Bover of Suriname, praised his predecessor for his leadership and reaffirmed his commitment to advancing regional security and development in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
We will reflect on geopolitical concerns directly affecting our sustainable development and discuss implications of community enlargement. This includes the review of the associate membership applications and strengthening of our foreign policy coordination in the context of rapid multilateral shifts we all know about.
CARICOM leaders say maintaining a united regional voice will remain essential as the Caribbean confronts an increasingly uncertain global landscape. For the DBS News World, Manasseh Stanislas reporting.
You think I could talk to the therapist you work for?
Say what now?
I feel like you're not the woman I thought you were. Can't you understand that? The way I covered you. The way I believed in you.
Now, what you been up to? You mean since getting out of prison?
What kind of doctor are you anyway? What kind of doctor are you anyway?
Coming to Caribbean Cinemas St. Kitts, May 30th and 31st at 7 p.m.
This summer, the Caribbean's premier music experience returns. Welcome to the 28th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival, featuring the incredible Kilani, Fantasia, Beres Hammond, Luciano, Soca King Marshall Montano, Soca Sensation Voice, and Vaughn. Dancehall giant Movado, Idonian, and the new wave, Valiant. Also featuring Massacre, Cranium, Taurus Riley, Steel Pulse, Dean Fraser and the Black Soil Band, Shanil Mir, Diani, Rodney Tatat, and Zoo. The legendary New Vibes Band International, Brandon and ASAP Band, Shelly and Signal Band, plus Edwin Yearwood and Crossfire, Lucas HE, and Garlic and the Upper Level Band. June 25th to June 27th, Warner Park Cricket Stadium, St. Kitts. Get your tickets now at stkittsmusicfestival.com. The St. Kitts Music Festival, where music meets paradise.
Welcome to Channel Links, your most reliable shipping agent. Shopping online sometimes can be challenging, especially when trying to get the best deals from China. But with Channel Links, they make it easy and simple for you, the shopper. With agents working with them for over 20 years, Channel Links offers the best in supplier screening to ensure background checks are done on online merchants, so you know you're shopping with genuine sellers. They handle freight forwarding. No cargo is too big or small for their shipping services, shipping from their warehouses in China directly to your final destination. And get this, they offer door-to-door and port-to-port services as well. So, whether you are ordering from AliExpress, Alibaba, and other Asian shopping sites to cash in on affordable prices at the best quality, shipping from China to the Caribbean, your best and only option is Channel Links, located in St. Martin, with shipments also to St. Kitts and Nevis. For more information, call or WhatsApp 1721-554-4802, 1721-526-4766, 1721-581-6968, or 1721-580-4834, or email contact_us at channel-lynx.com. Channel Links, your shipping solution.
Lace your sneakers, grab a friend, and get ready for Praise Fest 2026, the Federation's premier gospel concert, in collaboration with St. Kitts Music Festival. Join us on the Antioch Baptist Church grounds as we praise with Tehillah Gospel Band, Unique Touch Christian Center Praise, Brent Hoyt, Positive, and Chevel Franklin. Earthen Vessels will start it off with praise and worship. This all goes down June 21st, 2026, starting at 5:30 p.m. on the Antioch Baptist Church grounds. Secure your tickets at Sister Beverly on 4th Street, Westside Service Center, The Cable, Island Flavors, Charlestown, Nevis, or any member of the Antioch Baptist Church. Or you can go online at www.antiochbaptistskn.org. Islander Water Taxis providing $40 round trip from Nevis to St. Kitts. Be first in line for an unforgettable evening.
Ekarim Resources, the company under scrutiny following allegations made by a group of Indian nationals employed at its Region 7 operations, is strongly denying claims of mistreatment and labor-related violations. During a media briefing on Thursday afternoon, company representative Karthik Mathuvel dismissed allegations that workers were confined to the mining site, deprived of proper meals, or denied access to their travel documents.
The company further confirms that it has continued to make all the statutory remittances to the Guyana Revenue Authority and the National Insurance Scheme in accordance with its obligations as displayed in the projector. The company maintains records of monthly statutory complaints payments since the commencement of its operations.
Addressing concerns about living conditions, the company representative said workers were provided with meals tailored to their dietary preferences, explaining that a chef from India had been engaged to assist in preparing food suited to the employees' needs.
The company provided employees with adequate and varied meals daily. Meal planning was conducted in direct consultation with the employees, reflecting the company's commitment to meet their dietary preferences and nutritional needs.
Ekrahim also rejected allegations that workers' passports were confiscated, maintaining that employees were never prevented from leaving the mining operation. The company says it intends to continue cooperating with authorities while stressing that it has operated in keeping with Guyana's laws and regulations.
These allegations are false, deeply irresponsible, and an affront to the dignity of the every very employees they purport to defend. Every individual employed at the company's Region 7 operations was engaged under a voluntary written employment contract. No employee was compelled to remain at the site against their will.
The Ministry of Labour, the Ministry of Home Affairs, and other government agencies continue investigations into the allegations raised by the workers. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
And the Prime Minister is pushing back against growing criticism over the slow rollout of body-worn cameras, even as disturbing footage of a police fatal shooting in St. James fuels public outrage. Sandy Williams reports.
It is the policy of the government to fully deploy camera systems for the police force.
A firm declaration from Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, but one that lands in the middle of a storm sparked by the fatal shooting of Latoya Bulgin, caught not on a police body cam, but on a nearby CCTV camera. The images, now widely circulated, show a police officer standing in front of Bulgin's vehicle before firing a shot through the windshield, hitting her. It's the kind of footage that raises more than eyebrows. It also raises questions about force, judgment, and why the police officer wasn't wearing a camera of his own.
We have about 1,000 in deployment, and we have another 1,000 in procurement, and we are working on another 1,000 to come.
3,000 cameras in the pipeline, but over several years. Dr. Holness says the delay isn't denial, it's logistics, from broadband infrastructure to data storage and officer training. He insists the system must be built before the cameras can be worn.
We simply don't have the resources to do it all at once. And even if we got all the cameras all at once, they couldn't be deployed all at once because the training to use them, and then all the backup services, and then the broadband and connectivity that is required for upload and safekeeping in order that the images that are captured are evidentiary. So there is an entire suite of activities that have to be in place before body-worn cameras become universally systemized within the JCF.
Still, critics argue while the system builds, trust breaks, because without cameras, every incident risks becoming a case of citizens' word against the badge. Dr. Holness says the end goal, though, is to have every officer and every interaction recorded.
It will become, as it is now, that every policeman has a weapon assigned to them, or every policeman who is deployed to interact with the public will have a camera assigned to them.
But even that promise comes with caveats. Chest-mounted cameras won't work in every scenario, especially high-risk tactical operations. Alternative designs like helmet cams are being explored. The government says full rollout is 2 to 3 years away. Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
Tens of thousands are fleeing a new wave of violence in Haiti as armed groups tighten their grip on the impoverished Caribbean country. Many of those displaced are women, children, and elderly people forced to leave their homes with little or nothing. This mother of 4 says her family ran away after gunfire broke out and gangs set fires near their home.
Now we have nothing, no money, no roof over our heads, and we don't know if or when we'll be able to return. Please help us.
More than half the country's population was already facing acute food insecurity. The UN says the situation has worsened dramatically in recent weeks as renewed clashes forced 30,000 people from their homes and into makeshift tents and shelters.
These are newly displaced people who have just fled the recent attacks that took place in the Plan cul-de-sac area in the commune of Cité Soleil in the city of Port-au-Prince. They arrived with nothing and are in urgent need of assistance in order to survive.
By the end of last year, more than 1.4 million Haitians had been internally displaced. Haiti's crisis intensified after the 2021 assassination of President Jovenel Moïse, which deepened political instability and allowed armed gangs to expand their power. They now control around 90% of Port-au-Prince. Public services, including healthcare, education, and access to clean water, are collapsing, leaving millions vulnerable to starvation, disease, and exploitation. Aid agencies warn that nearly half of Haiti's population now needs urgent humanitarian assistance as violence and displacement continue to spread across the country. Monica Yanakiev, Al Jazeera.
Mexico's Club America Femenil came up against the Washington Spirit of the NWSL in Hidalgo, Mexico, in a battle for CONCACAF Women's Club Football supremacy. Club America opened the scoring when Aileen Avilés slid the football past the keeper in the 22nd minute. The Brazilian Gase doubled the lead in the 27th minute with a bullet after being released by a Scarlett Camberos through ball. Washington hit back through Sofia Cantore 3 minutes later to make the score 2-1 at the halftime break. On the resumption, Washington Spirit drew level when Rose Kouassi latched on to a precision pass in the 46th. Kouassi was at it again in the 58th to give the American team the lead for the first time in the match as she scored from a tight angle, 3-2. But Gase then popped up to score her second goal of the match when she forced an error in the 61st to make it all at 3. Substitute Irene Guerrero restored the lead for America in the 79th as Camberos served up another assist. America kept up the pressure and were rewarded with an item deep into stoppage time, forcing an own goal to make it 5-3. Club America of Mexico, the 2025-2026 CONCACAF W Champions Cup winners. They secured a place in the 2027 FIFA Women's Champions Cup and a chance to play in the 2028 FIFA Women's Club World Cup. Wayne Cunningham, TTT Sport.
in 2026.